That's it.
Bueno.
Yeah.
Apenas voy saliendo.
Is it ready? I can start talking now.
Sí.
Oh.
Okay. Bye, Tay Tay.
Thank you so much for watching.
Te vemos acá. Bye.
Bye.
I will start once stop talking. But thank you so much for watching. I've never really done like a video vlog. This is my first one, but I just want to thank everybody who watches. I started this channel, you know, just to talk about art and share my passion about it, but it has since like picked up. In the last 48 hours, I've had over 1,300 views, so I just want to thank everybody who's out there watching. So I figured I'd do this.
Thank you, Russia.
Russia, yes, shout out to Russia, because apparently a lot of people in Russia see my videos. But anyway, today has been the worst day of my life, or maybe the best, I really don't know. And you see me sweating, it's because I've literally ran like 500 miles. But anyway, the day started very early because I had a test to take online. I took the test and I got ready to go to the airport because I'm supposed to be in Mexico City, but anyway, that didn't happen. So, and you're gonna find out why. So I go to the airport, get dropped off super early as usual because
By me.
I was in the military, so if you're 15 minutes early, you're late. So I like to always give myself a lot of time because you never know what might happen. But anyway, and everything that could go wrong did go wrong. So I go to the counter and I said, yes, I have a flight. Like he's printing on my ticket. He's like, you'll just have to pick up your bag in Dallas. I'm like, what do you mean pick up my bag in Dallas? Doesn't it transfer over to Mexico City? And they're like, no. They're like, that's really inconvenient. I'm like, when did they stop doing that? It's like about a year ago. I'm like, so I have to get my bag from the baggage claim, then go back into security and all of that stuff. Like, I booked to fly out of where I'm flying because it's smaller, so I wouldn't have to deal with that. They're like, yeah, well, your flight is not till tomorrow. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, you don't fly out of Dallas to Mexico City till Sunday the 3rd. And I look at my ticket, my confirmation email, and it did. It said to leave where I live to Dallas today, Saturday, and then Sunday at 6 something p.m. to go to Mexico City. So when I booked the flight, I didn't realize, I didn't even look at the date change. I assumed everything was on the same day. So of course I call American Airlines and like, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. Since I travel a lot, the miles that I used for this flight were, and the flight was free. So like, no, if you want to change it to an earlier flight, it's gonna cost you $1,000 and something. I'm like, what? So like, no, like there's nothing I can do. Like, I'm not gonna pay $1,000 to get to Mexico. I'd rather spend that money there. So anyway, I'm like, okay, I finally just told myself, you're not gonna be in Mexico City tonight. It doesn't matter how many plans you have or where you're going, you're not gonna get there. So I said, fine, I'll fly to Dallas. I have a friend that lives there. I'll stay the night there and do something tonight in Dallas. So I go through check-in, and then you know how you have to walk through that like device thing, and they're like, oh, you have been randomly screened for whatever.
Random.
And I don't believe they're randomly, so they take this big swab and swab my hands and like, what are you checking for? She's like, for chemicals. I'm like, chemicals? I thought in my head, like, what type of chemicals will I have? But anyway, they put me aside and I see that my backpack it's not even my backpack, I'm taking it to my friend, keeps coming in and out and in and out, and then they take it to this other place where they examine it in and out and in and out. And I had this in it, which they told me, what is this? Like, what is this? I'm like, this is molding clay. Like, why do you have that? Because I'm gonna make, like, I do videos on YouTube, and when I get to Mexico City, I'm gonna make challenges with my friends. Like, okay, you have 4 minutes to make a cow or an owl or everything. They're like, are you sure that's what it is? I'm like, yes. So they're like opening it and things like that, and like, this is for art. Like, I'm an artist vlogger, and so they take it back, they screen it, they do all these things. And then he finally brings it back and he said, next time you fly, put this take it out of the backpack and don't leave it in the backpack because you almost gave us a heart attack. I'm like, I'm sorry, officer, but he's not an officer, he's a TSA agent, but I said officer. But I mean, this is just
Clay.
and it's the one that doesn't dry, so you can leave it out and like reuse it and things like that. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go into the little terminal because there's only one, and they're waiting, and then the boarding pass. I'm like, okay, group 1 can start boarding. I'm like, oh, I have to go to the restroom. So I went to the restroom, come back out, and like the last person on my airplane, and my seat is like the last one of the airplane. So the guy sitting in that row had to get up, and then I put my stuff up, got on, sat down, put my seatbelt on, started scrolling through my Instagram feed, you know, before you have to put your phone on airplane mode, which I never do, by the way, I just turn it off. So anyway, I do that, and then after 15 minutes, they come over the overcom, they're like, we have some problem with the airplane, we found a hydraulic leak, so we're gonna need everybody to deplane. I'm like, what? And I'm always scared of being in the air and the airplane falling. That's happened to me when like this Mexican artist singer, her airplane fell and she like died. And ever since then, like I have like this fear of small aircraft, not the big ones, because I feel like the only ones that fall are the small ones. Like when Aaliyah died, she was in a small little private jet, and this wasn't a private jet by any means, but it was a small aircraft. So I get off, and like I thought, you know, they're gonna fix it in no time, and they don't. They say like, we're sorry, but this aircraft will not be taking off today. So everybody's getting mad. The TSA people are getting in arguments with the passengers. I'm like, well, that's not a big deal because since I didn't look at the dates to my flight, I don't leave till Sunday anyway. And I don't get there till 9:18 p.m. And when I called American Airlines, they said they couldn't change it because everything was booked, and I paid $1,000. I'm like, okay. So then finally they're like, well, now we have to rebook you to a different flight so you can all get to your destination. So I go to the counter, and the guy is like, so what's your final destination? I'm like, Mexico City. And then he said, well, everything is booked through here, but you can go to this, drive to this other town, and you can fly out of there. I'm like, okay, when will I get there? So the flight leaves out of 12, and I said, is there any way that I can arrive, due to the inconvenience that you have caused me, is there any way that I can fly into Mexico City at an earlier time? And American Airlines already told me that it wasn't possible. I was asking like for help to freeze. So like, yeah, you'll make it into Mexico City at 5 p.m. And I thought, those customer service people at American Airlines are really shady because she could have like put me on an earlier flight. She probably could even change my flight for today, but she didn't do it because they want to charge you for everything. And I get that, you know, when you're a business, you want to make money, but sometimes, hey, just be kind to others and kind things will come to you, American Airlines. So anyway, I booked my flight. My friend went to go pick me up, and we went to go eat, and I'm not in Mexico City tonight. And I had all these plans.
You still haven't realized that.
Yeah. And then I had everything. I was going to go dancing, meet all these people. I was going to run into David Alegre.
People took a day off.
People took a day off because they're going to pick me up today. Like, and it ruined everything. But in hindsight, like, I would much rather be here than have gone into that airplane and be in midair and it starts leaking hydraulic fluid and we go crashing down to the ground. So
that's your miracle of the day.
That's my miracle of the day, I guess. And it was nada, you know. I'll just have to wait for tomorrow, and I'll be in Mexico City Sunday, and I'll be talking to you from Mexico City. So stay posted. Please like, subscribe, share, and maybe leave your stories on the comment area to see what kind of chaotic experiences you've had in the airport. Oh, and if you have molding clay, please take it out of the bag and make sure it's visible, because otherwise you're going to think, I don't know what you're carrying. I didn't know what they thought it was. And I didn't even know what they thought was in here, really. Like, it's just molding clay. I'm an artist. I'm not trafficking anything, I promise.
Dynamite or something.
So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all of you who are watching, and like, I mean, I've seen a lot of growth in my channel here recently, and I'm very thankful. And like I said, shout out to Russia because you're one of my top viewers.
And the Philippines.
The Philippines. Shout out to the UK, and what else is my big viewer? Canada and Australia, and of course the US. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned. And I'll see you in Mexico.